Good morning, everyone. My name is Emily. I am an integrative healing practitioner, and today I want to talk about Candida. So, Candida is something that I see a lot online. A lot of people think they have an issue with it, and I want to debunk some of the myths about Candida today. So, Candida is not a pathogen. We do not want to kill it. Candida is actually a natural part of the flora, and the immune system, when supported and functioning optimally, should be able to keep Candida in check. When the immune system is not working optimally and we have things that are weakening it, it is allowing Candida to overgrow. When we focus on the body as a whole and we strengthen the immune system, we're supporting the body, we should be able to keep Candida in check because the immune system is doing its thing. So we need to start at the beginning. We need to support our body. We need to remove internal and external stress. We need to support our nutrient deficiencies. We need to repair detox pathway. We need to address our imbalances. That's why we run labs and we really focus on supporting the body. We want to support our mitochondria. We want to repair our detox pathways. We want to address the imbalances. We really want to focus on building and repairing, not stressing out and weakening the body even more. After the foundation labs, we're going to run the Dutch. That's going to look at the sex hormones. It's going to look at the adrenals and the metabolites and how your body is breaking those down. Then we're going to do some phase 3 detox, and then we move to gut work. So gut work is always last. Anything we're doing for the gut, any antifungal should be last. And this is because it is hard on the body. We want to make sure that we're supporting the body first, building up the immune system. The immune system is really what's going to help take care of Candida. A lot of people are getting an IgG test to check for Candida, and when that comes up that they have a positive result, they think that their Candida is systemic. So if your Candida was systemic, you would be incredibly unwell. You would be hospitalized, you would have high fevers, you would be really sick. Your Candida is not systemic. So that is something that people really need to let go of. They do think that it's systemic, and then they're getting more stress, and then their body is feeling more under pressure. And when the body is stressed, we go into fight or flight mode, and we're not focusing on healing. So we really want to shift that mentality. We want to get ourselves into a state of healing and peace, not stressing out the body even more. And the thing is, with an IgG test, it is only showing that you've had an immune response. And as Candida is a part of the natural flora, it's common to have an immune response to it. But this isn't showing the overgrowth of it. It's not showing if you've had an immune response in the last couple of weeks. It's not showing the last couple of months. It is just showing a positive as yes. So it's not showing if you have a large overgrowth or if you have a small overgrowth, or if you just have it in your system and your immune system is able to keep it in check. It's just showing that you have a positive. So people take this result and then they think they have this, and then they're taking strong antifungals or they're going on these restrictive diets, which is only depleting the body even more, and then they start to feel worse. IgG tests are also not always accurate. I know when I was suffering with some health issues before I became a practitioner, when I was just starting out, I worked with a naturopath and we did an IgG food test, and it came back and said I was allergic to basically everything. I couldn't have meat, I couldn't have dairy, I couldn't have gluten, I couldn't have pretty much all seafood. I couldn't have lettuce, which I thought was really strange. It came back with I couldn't have pretty much everything. It would have been really, really hard to stick to a diet if I was living off that. And now that I've healed my body, I can eat all of these foods. They're just not accurate. That's why we run an organic acids. An organic acids test is going to show the Candida metabolites. If we had really high markers on the organic acids test, we might add in some immune support to start, because the immune system is what takes care of Candida. Or if it's super high, we might add in some really low dose antifungals, but that's only while we're waiting to support the other areas, because by supporting the other areas, we're going to help the immune system, and then that is going to take care of Candida on its own. We don't need to be going straight into taking really harsh antifungals. Some people even take antibiotics. We don't need to be doing this. We don't need to be on this really restrictive diet. So we want to tune into our body. Everybody's body thrives on different types of fuel. I know that I thrive really well on carbs. So if I cut carbs out of my diet, I would feel really, really crappy. So I love carbs. I thrive on carbs, and everybody is different. But if I went on the Candida diet and I was cutting out all of these food groups, I'm going to feel really crappy. And people feel crappy when they do this, and they think that it's die-off. So die-off is not a thing with Candida, because it is a natural part of the flora. People get this feeling and they feel really crap, and they think that it's die-off, and they think this diet's working really well. What you're feeling is mitochondria dysfunction. So because you're depriving your body of the food that it needs to fuel and to heal, you're feeling really crappy. So a lot of people feel a lot worse, and then they're like, this must be die-off, the diet's working. So they stay on it for a really long time. And when you've been on something for a really long time, of course your body is going to adapt to being on it. So just because your body's adapted to it, it does not mean that it's working for you. It's meaning that the Candida is going dormant. You're also probably suffering some other issues like more fatigue, and you could be having increased cortisol. You're just shifting another issue to another issue. So your symptoms that you're experiencing from Candida, you might think that they're getting better, but you're now also feeling fatigued and you're getting all these other issues because your body's not getting the fuel that it needs to heal and repair itself. We want to focus on a traditional whole food diet. So we want to limit processed foods and obviously refined sugars, but we want to focus on a traditional whole food diet, and we want to fuel the body with what it needs to heal. I like to support the body. I don't want to restrict it in other areas. So I know a lot of people go on these diets and all you're really doing is restricting your body more. You're weakening your immune system even more, which is allowing Candida to overgrow. So I know that you might think that you're doing all of these things to help your body, but it's also, we need to look at the bigger picture. Everything is connected. So that's why we want to address everything in the body together. We don't want to just go on one diet. If you think you have Candida, we don't want to just go on a restrictive diet and stay on that forever, because we want to eventually be able to eat the foods that we love and we want to enjoy our life. If you're constantly on a restrictive diet and you're taking antifungals and you're still feeling really crappy, something needs to change. And the best way to do that is to run labs. The only way we can know what's going on within our body is to test. A lot of people are guessing. I think this is really dangerous for your health. And what works for one doesn't mean it's going to work for somebody else. When I thought I had issues with Candida and I did my organic acids test, I had no yeast markers. It just goes to show you can think that you can be suffering from something and you're not. I hope you found this video informative and helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know.